Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Those of you that are joining via the Google Meet here, we'll get going in just a minute here. Can somebody give me a thumbs up that you guys can hear me okay?
Yeah.
Maybe they can. We've got people in person. We've got people online. Pieper can't see. Okay. Here we go. All right. As you guys can hopefully see right here, okay, we're going to start out with a little quick video. It's really quick, dealing a bit with Black History Month. We are going to get right into big business starting today. Guys, we have about 2.5, well, not even. We've got 2 weeks left of class, and we are starting our last unit today. We'll get right into that with like a short lecture. We're going to study some new terms via Quizlet Live. We're going to be reading an upfront article, and then we're going to finish up Chapter 19, Guided Notes, or the Crash Course in the Cold War. If you didn't get done with that, I know there were already some that already got that done. Dropping stuff. I'm off my game. Cool. Anything I missed? We're all right? Okay. Here we go. Actually, you know what? I promised these guys they'd be off after 10 minutes. So you know what? We're going to skip the video. We're going to come back to it. We're going to go like this. And we are going to get right into the incorporation of America. Okay. Now, have you guys ever heard the expression before, the business of America is? You ever heard that before? No? Never? The business of America is business? No? Okay, cool. That's going to come out of the time period in which we're studying right here. Okay, so the mid-1800s, early 1900s, we are going to take a look at a time period in which people got ridiculously filthy rich. And they did that using a term that we've already talked about in here before. You guys remember talking about laissez-faire economics in U.S. History A? U.S. History A. Laissez-faire economics means hands off. Means hands off. So if you are a business owner, you really like the idea of the government really having minimal intervention in your business. Minimal rules, minimal taxes, so that you can do whatever you want with your business. Does that make sense? Okay. Laissez-faire, people that believe in laissez-faire economics don't like the idea that if government steps in, they might make you have, they're going to make you raise your minimum wage. They're going to make you pay your workers a substantial amount. Maybe they're going to make you have medical care for your employees, okay? Or maybe you're made to buy things that the business owner doesn't necessarily think that they need, safeguards for the business, okay? So you're going to hear some about some people that were all about this time period, a lot of which have to do with the railroad industry, because the railroad industry is going to make a huge boom starting in the mid-1800s. And people that invested in the railroad are going to have a remarkable monopoly, okay? You guys have probably already heard about some technological innovations of this time period that are going to allow some other things to happen, mostly that of Thomas Edison, okay? Utilizing electricity and the light bulb and the phonograph and all of those things. He was a remarkable Renaissance man, okay? But some of the stuff that I want to talk about here have to do, you guys have heard of Henry Ford before. You guys understand that Henry Ford didn't invent the automobile, right? You understand that he just basically put the assembly line with the making of the automobile and was able to kick these things out so much more, okay? You guys know what a patent is? What's a patent? Yeah, I don't think you're wrong there. Kind of. Okay. For example, like if you were to invent something and you don't want anybody else to try to copy your invention and try to sell it at that same time, you could put a patent on it, and therefore it's your idea. It's your knowledge. It belongs to you. Okay, so like for example, my father worked at 3M for 30 years, and he has like over 50 patents to his name. And now it wasn't anything exciting that he made. He made these little like discs for like sanding that you would use to like on like glasses or golf clubs or something like that. But he would get a patent for the thing that he was making, the process, and then also the machine that made it. Okay, so it's kind of cool. I mean, he has all these patents, and they're actually signed by the president. That it's like his. But anyway, long story longer, a patent is the idea that it's your knowledge, okay, that cannot be stolen by somebody else. Okay. Other reasons for rapid industrialization in this time period, obviously we've got cities growing, and we've got a number of unskilled and semi-skilled labor, okay, in abundance. Okay. So we already talked about laissez-faire economics. It's the idea that government is going to be hands off with the running of those individual businesses. Okay. Now, you guys have heard of Darwinism before, yes? Yeah. Remember from science class, hopefully? So Darwinism is survival of the what? Survival of the fittest, right? Survival of the fittest. Well, social Darwinism, okay, is an idea by Herbert Spencer where he took Darwinism and he applied it to a social context. Okay? It's the idea that if you are going to give a handout or you are going to string somebody along by giving them something, you're actually hurting them. Make sense? Because it is bringing the rest of society down to have to pay for that person. Got me? Not a very nice theory here. The idea is that go ahead and let that person die off, and then the rest of the species will be better off for it. Not a very nice theory. You guys get me? Okay? Not a very nice theory at all. Okay? But taking that notion of survival of the fittest and applying it to an economic or a business sense. Like Herbert Spencer would have hated it when years ago General Motors was going under and everybody could see it. But what did the government do? They helped him out by giving him a lump sum of money. And what happened is a lot of those car companies, they survived because of it. Okay? But there was a lot of taxes that went into that thing. Know what I mean? Herbert Spencer would say, let it die off, and then somebody better will come along. Does that make sense? Okay. I know that some of you young conservatives are just loving all this stuff that you read here, okay? Social Darwinism in America, individuals must have absolute freedom to struggle or to succeed or fail. It's up to you to sink or swim. If somebody tries to intervene, they're going to end up hurting you more. Okay? Therefore, state intervention to reward society and the economy is futile, meaning you are doing more damage. Okay? So we're not going to talk about Puritan work ethic. Okay? So two people that are kind of the big names of this time period are Andrew Carnegie, okay, and John D. Rockefeller. Okay? And there's a couple of different types of monopolies that I want you to understand here, okay? Now, there's a number of different figures we're going to be studying over the course of the week. Some are more local. You guys have heard of John J. Hill? No? Okay? There are some people that made a heck of a lot of money in this area, okay? And this, anytime you see an octopus, they're talking about a monopoly where they've got their tentacles reached out and taking advantage of everything, okay? And another kind of note that I want you to understand when you see these old school political cartoons is if you see a big fat person, okay, with a money bag and they've got a dollar sign on it, that when a top hat, that means corruption. Okay? That means corruption. All right, let's take a look here. All right. Horizontal integration, John D. Rockefeller. Vertical integration, okay, you're going to see more with Andrew Carnegie here, okay? These are the two types of monopolies that one could have, okay? So let's say that I wanted to really take advantage of the market in this time period. I could do it one of two ways. One, okay, I could go out and pull the oil out of the earth, okay, transport the raw materials, process it in a refinery, transport it again in the train, and then eventually sell If I owned every step, I owned every step of this, boom, 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 boom. You see how that's vertical? Got me? That's one type of monopoly, vertical integration, okay? Or, how about the blue one? What if I owned every processing refinery? Therefore, anybody that wants to get into the same business as me has got to go through my processing. That's horizontal. Does that make sense? So two types. Horizontal, where you own one step, or vertical, where you own every step. Got me? With that type of monopoly, it's not like you're owning every friggin' all of it. Okay? You're just owning one step so that you can control everything on those lines. Good there, guys? Okay. So you're going to see a number of mergers in this time period as well. In order to get those monopolies, in order to get the Walmart, in order to get the big companies so you can flush out the other ones, a lot of these big millionaires kind of made teams with each other. They made mergers. Okay? I don't have to explain to you why a monopoly is so successful, right, guys? You flush out the lower businesses, you flush out the small businesses that can't afford to put the prices where you can, and then as soon as they're out of business, you jack the prices back up, right? It's why Teddy Roosevelt really pushed for this antitrust legislation. Okay? Finance is a new type of business as well, and you're going to learn about that here in this next unit. Okay? Are we still good online there, guys? Do you think we lost them? Probably. All right, I want everybody to, right now, go to Quizlet.live. We're going to learn some of these words right now. I know you guys missed the song. Okay. 428230 for those of you at home. Devin, don't let me forget to put those slides on Schoology, okay? All right, for those of you at home, okay, you guys are logging into Quizlet Live. We're going to play here in about 30 seconds. I'm also going to put those slides of the stuff that we just went over. I'm going to put that on Schoology as well, so you guys will have access to those slides, okay? All right, everybody here is logged in and good? Okay, let's learn about some of these two new terms. You guys are going to have a term quiz on this next week. Here we go. So we have a reading, we'll do it for this. A short video, and then I'm going to give everybody some time to check the crash course stuff so we can talk about it. Okay. right, here we go. Round 2. Shouldn't get so excited when I lecture. It just keeps all the heat right in here.
Exciting stuff.
Kids are just compelled, yeah. I do want to show them really next week where they compare like the billionaires of today with the billionaires of back then. Because when you compare the amount of money that each of them had relative to how much money there was in the world, it's kind of mind-blowing what they had back then.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, this is it, folks. This one's for all the Tostitos. Is it really warm over here? What's that? All right. Nice job, folks. So you're going to have that term quiz coming up here. You'll see that there's a new folder available on Schoology to see the vocab and the other stuff that we'll have on there. I'm going to cut the online people loose now. So thank you so much for joining in today. I will post this video on Schoology just like we do anything else. I know I'm preaching to the choir here because you guys are the ones that showed up. But thank you so much, and make it a great day. Okay?
Thank you.